Finally today we're talking about potholes, which are much worse after the frost because you get water freezing, becomes ice, it expands. In so doing it creates bigger holes than were there before. Valerie Cox, where are you?
Good morning, Pat. I'm on the Rathgearan to Ballymurphy Road in County Carlow. It's just a few miles outside the town of Borris. The entire area is covered in potholes, and I'm standing beside what has to be one of the biggest, deepest potholes in Ireland. It's over 4 feet deep. There's water in it. You could lose a small child in it. It's very, very dangerous. And I'm joined by some of the local farmers. Michael Murphy, you're having a rough time with these potholes.
Yeah, very rough, Valerie. They're all over the roads. As the fellas, you're looking at one there, but if you go up the road another mile or mile and a half, you see several like that. And at the moment, we can't either get in or get out with animals or feeding stuff or nothing.
Well, now we're joined by Councillor Willie Quinn. And Willie, there's going to be a council meeting this afternoon and you're going to discuss these potholes.
That's right, Valerie. Yeah, we have a council meeting at 2 o'clock this afternoon, and the potholes will take up most of the meeting because we're really in a bad way as regards the funding. The funding has been cut, and we're struggling to cope at the moment after the bad winter we're after having with snow and ice on the roads, and the winter maintenance funding has been cut. The staffing levels on the rural roads are next to nothing. We've been with the ban on recruitment. We're really getting cut altogether. We have half the county in the Borris electoral area, and we have only 3 people covering the south area of my constituency. That's all we have. 3 employees. Where 20 years ago we had 33 people. Now we're down to 3. And I'm calling on the Minister Dempsey and Minister Gormley to provide the extra funding, lift the ban on the staffing levels, and let's get the rural Ireland back on track again, because we have lost out over the last 20 years badly.
And what about this pothole here? How would you describe that?
I mean, it's crazy. It's crazy. I mean, the rural roads of this country, like I said, years ago people used to work on the roads, used to open the shores on the side of the roads to let the water off. That's not happening anymore. Rural Ireland is forgotten about. You know, the main roads around the country are grand. The NRA are looking after them, and I mean, it's down when you come down to the rural roads where people are living. The heart and soul of rural Ireland is forgotten about.
Pat, I've just driven up from the town of Borris, the village of Borris, and really it is a disgrace. The sides of all the main roads just seem to have subsided.
Now, it is Minister Dempsey's responsibility. We heard about this before during our discussions, that although it might appear that it should be the responsibility of the Minister for the Environment, it seems that for some reason the Department of Transport has kept responsibility for these roads.
But that seems to be the problem, Pat. We have ministers and they don't seem to know what they're over. You know, it's the funding and the lifting the ban on recruitment is the 2 main problems here. There's a road just about 2 miles from here, and 1.6 kilometres of the road is completely wiped out. And that's happening all over the county. I travelled most of the area yesterday over the last 2 days. We had people stuck in houses that couldn't get out. Their entrance to the house is completely wiped out over bridges. Yeah. You know, there's bridges gone up in Clonegall, which is another part of my
Willie,
area.
I have to ask you this. Suppose someone is driving along and they see what appears to be a puddle, and it turns out to be a 4-foot pothole, and they end up in it and their car gets damaged. Will they be suing the council successfully for that?
Well, as a councillor, what we've been told is, if the councillor fixes a pothole and the pothole comes back after a couple of weeks and something happens to a car, then the county can claim off the council, but otherwise they can't. The rules have to be cleared up, you know, as regards this. Like, this is one area that needs to be sorted out very rapidly.
It certainly does, because a lot of people will say, if I damage my suspension in a pothole that I wasn't warned about, that there's no sign telling me beware, etc., then the council is liable, because their job is, of course, to keep the maintenance of the roads in good order. I'm on a rural area outside Athlone. I'm looking at a council crew repairing potholes, so that's good news from Martin. Cavan Willie, without shocks in his car, reporting live from Kells, says that the 28 potholes in Kells have given birth. They now have 45 little ones as well. So there you go. Yeah, go on.
That's the way it's going. That's the way it's going, Pat. Like, the staffing levels, the ban on recruitment has to be lifted as a matter of priority for these people. You know, rural learning can't be forgotten about, Pat. You know that yourself.
Absolutely.
You've been down in Borris before. You know the story. And I'm calling on the Minister to give us the funding, give us the extra funding. It's going to cost millions of extra funding to repair the roads that the damage has been done in Carlow and Kilkenny.
All right, and it'll get people off the dole in so repairing them as well, which would be also.
Well, there's 440,000 people on the dole, Pat. You know, and it's time that this government started acting and to do what they're supposed to be doing.